Today we are sitting down with the Flash of Cameroon. He is the fastest Cameroonian and he broke the 200 meters record at the 5th Islamic Solidarity Games in Konya and also smashed the 100 record at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. So here am I today with the young sprinter Emmanuel Alobwede, Esseme. Hello and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, and I'm very pleased to be here today.
So tell us, you participated in two key competitions, that is the Islamic Solidarity Games and the Commonwealth Games. How was it for you?
Well, I can say it was a very exciting competition. You know, I had the opportunity to compete against top world-class athletes like the former Commonwealth Games champion, Akani Simbine, the African champion, Omanyala, with whom I had to compete throughout the rounds. So I was very happy for that competition.
So we learned that at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, you set a new record in the 100 meters beating the national record. Do you mind telling us about this major success? Before
the race, I knew the other person I have to watch is on my right. So that was the African record holder. I had the opportunity to compete against him at the African Championships, where he was ahead of me, and so I knew going in for this race I just need to be careful because he's the fastest in the race, he has the best times. So I just decided to stay with him on track. At the start I said to myself, just run, just come out like a bullet, and I think that's what I did. I saw him beside, with just like a flash by the side. I saw him going through and I said, I'm in this race, so I'm just going to stay right there.
And at the end, Cameroonians, so everyone thought you were going to back home the gold medal.
Yeah.
So what happened at the finals?
Unfortunately, that spot is track and field. You know, at times you're at the top, at times you're down. But I was very surprised because I knew I was among top 3 throughout the competition. I was among top 3. And unfortunately, I wasted so much energy at the semi-finals, and I had the finals just 2 hours later. You know, I didn't have enough time to recover, just like all the other athletes. And I think shit happened.
But it looked like it was much easier at the Islamic Solidarity Games. What made the difference?
You know, from Birmingham, I just had 2 finals, the 100 and 200 meters, where I wasn't on the podium. So I said to myself, hey, you're going for the Islamic Games, you shouldn't make the same mistakes. It's true we have Ramil Guliev at the Islamic Games. He's competing at home and he's been a world champion before. But he has to mean nothing to you. If he succeeded to be a world champion, you can beat him. So I just had to stay focused and run my race, not trying to consider what the other athletes would do.
What major challenges did you face if you want to look at the both competitions you took part in? Were there any major challenges?
In the Commonwealth Games, I think the only challenge we had was the fact that we didn't have a physio at our disposal. Because I believe if we had a physio at our disposal between the semi-finals and the finals of the 100 meters, it would have been much different, because after a race like that, after a tough race, and you have a race just 2 hours, less than 2 hours later, you need to, you know, get your muscles relaxed.
So how did you survive it?
I just had to do some stretch, you know, personal stretch, together with the national coach who was there present, and try to rest and recover while waiting for the final.
It seems like athletes in Cameroon or Africa in general still have a long way to go. Talking from your experience, what general challenges do they have, and how do you think they can overcome this? Like a word of encouragement to other athletes who are trying to reach where you have been and where you're hoping to be.
Personally, I think we should give more credit to Cameroon athletes, because despite the limited facilities we have, we still succeed to do the performances which we actually do. I think we have to give them much credit. Training out in Europe and training in Cameroon is really not much different, aside from the fact that they have better follow-up and they have better facilities. For example, when I'm in Europe, I get the opportunity to get a massage session, recovery session, at least twice a week. But it's different in Cameroon, and those are aspects that are really different. On the other hand, Cameroon has very good coaches. You know, my wish for Cameroon coaches is for them to put their heads together, and they'll present the best athletes in the world. I've had the opportunity to train with a few of them, and each of them have their particular aspect in which they are good in. They just need to come together and they'll produce the best athletes in the world.
Now, out of curiosity, how did you get into athleticism? Like, what was your drive? Because background knowledge, you are a safety engineer.
Yeah.
So what's pushing you towards this direction?
You'll be surprised. You know, I just started track in 2017. Before then, I used to be a goalkeeper. I used to play soccer, you see. And then at some university games, that was in Birmingham, after helping my team qualify for the quarterfinals, we were eliminated in football. So I decided to try track. I said, hey, there's 100 meters starting tomorrow. Maybe I can join and see how fast I am. And then I went in for the race. I was first in the semi-finals throughout, but then with no experience, I didn't even know how to continue the competition.
But here we are today.
Here we are today, you know.
So how do you manage your personal life, or how is your personal life? Do you have any other goals you plan on achieving? How do you want to attain them?
Of course, you know, as an athlete, I'm not just an athlete, but an environmental engineer. You know, I have goals of after track, continuing with my profession as environmental engineering. But this time around, I think I really need to get to the political field, because personally, I think there are so many things in Cameroon I'd like to change from my particular point of view. You know, I've toured the world, I'm still touring the world, and God willing, I'll continue touring the world. And I think there are many aspects in the environmental field I can bring to Cameroon, which is going to be beneficial to us and create jobs and make the Cameroonian population really happy.
Do you mind highlighting any of these fields you like to impact?
Waste management is very important. You know, most of the times we neglect waste, whereas waste could be used to produce energy. It could be used to create green sites like this. It could be used to create jobs. Renewable energy is also an aspect, a very important aspect, which goes together with waste energy. Because in my thesis at the National Advanced School, I defended my master's in biogas production. And guess what? From waste. So from my thesis, I realized that you could use waste and produce energy, to be more precise, electricity, which could be used in the whole of Yaoundé.
Well, I think that is what most the councils lately are trying to work on, that, because it's a catalyst to a clean environment and the clean cities that Cameroon has as its agenda for 2030.
Of course, it's really going to help us, especially with the sanitation part.
So, Esseme, I'm wishing you the best in your endeavors. On behalf of the CRTV, we are wishing you the best.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure getting to share my experience with CRTV, and I hope to always do that with you guys.
You're welcome, and that's how we saw it today on our talk show. Thanks for always being with us. Let's do this again another time. All over again, God willing.